Welcome to the Real Estate Investing Morning Show with your hosts, Wayne and Gabby.
Good morning, you guys. Welcome to the morning show.
Good morning. It's called the Canadian Real Estate Investing Morning Show, not the morning show. What is this?
Wayne made me laugh right before we started.
I cleared my throat right as I turned my microphone on. Oh, that was so stupid. After I just told Gabby, stop clearing your throat when you turn the microphone on. Anyways, we're so happy to be here today, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. And again, welcome to the Canadian Real Estate Investing Morning Show. Yes. Today's show, we're going to be diving into a topic that I think that you all are going to absolutely love. Any landlords in the house? Yeah, we're right here. Let us know in the chat on the live show if you are a landlord as well. there's a pretty good chance there's a few landlords here. What we're going to talk about is how to find the perfect tenant for your rental property today.
Yes, super excited. Feel like, this is a great natural progression from our previous two podcasts this week. We talked about, finding the property, getting your first property, secured. Going through all the process of how to find it, what to look for, what kind of tenant you want to attract, and really starting with the end in mind, I guess, is what we really talked about. Is who are you attracting? What type of property is going to work for that type of tenant profile? And now it's like we've secured it. And the next step is that we need to fill the vacancy. We need to find the perfect tenant, right? So I'm excited to dive into what to look for, how to attract that tenant, and how to...
Everything you need to know in order to find the perfect tenant. We're going to go through all of it today. We're not going to leave anything out. And that's the whole purpose of the show, is to provide you guys free education every single weekday morning.
Yes.
And free coaching so that you guys can get the confidence and the clarity to be able to go and take action. Taking action is the most important part, is it not, Gabby?
So important. Super
Yes.
important. The most important.
What would it take in order for you to do what you need to do today? Is it just knowledge and understanding and education that's just holding you back? What can we do in order to bridge that gap for you so you can actually just go and pull the trigger? That's it. Let's get you pulling the trigger today. What's it going to take? There are so many opportunities in Canada right now. And even more so, amazing opportunities in Alberta, the province that we invest in. My God. I could go right now and pick up a cash flowing rental property it'd be better than what 99% of what most people are doing in Canada, right? They're available right now. They're literally out there. I can go and find one today, right now. I could do that. I'm telling you, they are out there, guys. Yeah. If you want good cash flowing rental properties, if you want to get great returns on your investments, guys, go now. Please, they are on sale. It's summer season right now. Well, we're getting into summer season. Is it still?
It's still spring.
Is it still spring? It feels like summer.
Got almost 2 months still.
It's the second it hits 20 degrees, that's when it's like, it's summer. We go from negative 20 to like zero,
20.
and it's like, okay, that's spring. And then it's like, as soon as we hit 20, it's like, it's summer. Yeah. I know we are in what most would say are the busy season for real estate.
Yeah.
But right now, at least in the markets that I'm investing in, it's a bit of a slow start. The pull start's not exactly working. And it's, I talked to my investor-focused realtor, Calvin Hexter, with Calvin Realty. He said it's hot right now, but in the areas that I'm looking at right now, the types of properties and the neighborhoods that I'm looking at, it's a bit of a slow start. So this is great news for you. This is not bad news. This is great news, because if you've been holding off and you're getting a little bit worried about like, I want to beat the big rush. I want to beat the summer rush, the spring rush. There's still opportunity. There is not that much competition. Now, I did see a property come up this week. Let me adjust my chair. Thanks. Am I too tall now?
You're good.
Let me drop the chair back down. Okay. I did see a really amazing property and checked all the boxes for me this week. And I saw it got snagged up within 2 days. Offer accepted, done. So, even though I'm actively buying right now, but there's a very specific type of property that I'm looking for at this particular moment. So the other types of properties that I normally buy, that are normally in my, that fit my criteria, that are in my buy box, I'm just not looking this particular month because I got other things I'm focused on. But one of my favorite types of properties, one of my favorite areas in Edmonton came on the market. I saw it pop up on my phone. A bunch of other people told me about it. I noticed that it sold within 2 days. And
Okay.
so there is still movement going on, but I've been paying attention to other properties like that as well. And I've noticed that they've been sitting for like a week, 2 weeks, which is a long time for amazing rental properties.
For
You know what I
sure.
mean? Typically, great rental properties do not sit around very long. They're like snagged up fast. So, again, what can we do to give you the confidence and the clarity to go and pull the trigger right now? Because if you're just going to sit around and thinking about it and like, oh, maybe I'll just do it next week or maybe I'll do it next month, you're going to miss out on opportunities. And you never know when this gold mine, this gold rush dries up, right? You never know. One day you could go and be like, okay, I'm finally ready. And then you go and finally go purchase that property that you've been looking for that fits all the criteria, that checks all the boxes for you and the tenant that you want to rent to. You know, it's perfect for the tenant you want to rent to. And then you finally go and do it. And then you find out, well, oh, shoot, they're $50,000 more now. And now the numbers don't work anymore.
Yeah.
Or the rental market's taking a shift and the prices aren't very good and the interest rates aren't very good. So now it's not a very good time to buy. I have to wait for the interest rates to come back down again or the rents to go back up again in order for this to work for me, right? Lock it in now while it works. Lock in those interest rates. Lock in those mortgage payments. Get it all set up. Set it, forget it, move on to the next thing. That's the best advice I can give to you. And that's our show today.
Have a great day, everybody.
No, actually, we said we're not going to talk about getting people to go and buy rental properties. What we want to focus on today is that when you do get that rental property, because I know you're going to do it. I know you're going to do it. You're going to.
You got this.
You got this. I know you got this. You're going to do it. When you do it. You said do. When you do it, the next thing on the list is how do I go about finding this perfect tenant? I know exactly who I want to rent to. I got my tenant profile all mapped out. I listened to the episode yesterday. I know exactly what features they're looking for. I've got it figured out. Now, how do I find them? And that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to figure out how exactly to find them. Where do they hang out? Where do they look for rental properties, right? Where can you put your marketing to attract them? And I brought one of arguably the best experts in property management. She manages all of our properties. She deals with everything. She deals with the good stuff and the poopy stuff. She is the management and administrative and organization expert. She's the guru. Her name is Gabby Hillier. She deals with everything in regards to the management of our rental portfolio, and she is the best, and she's going to teach you so many cool things today. It's an audio podcast too, Gabby. They can't see you flicking your hair.
Couldn't see my hair flick.
Yeah. Can you move your coffee?
Thank you.
Can you just move your coffee?
Are you worried that I'm going to knock it off the table?
No, it's just it looks so incredibly off from mine.
There you go.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
It's water, by the way.
Onwards.
Yes, super excited to talk about this topic. And it is a topic that I love because it is what I deal with every single day. So super excited to dive into that. Before we do that though, Wayne, I've been getting a few messages of people who are having trouble finding us on YouTube.
Oh?
They are listening on Spotify, but they're like, hey, I can make this work sometimes. And so when
What do you mean make it work?
Like to get on live. Now
Get
that
on
we're at a
live
different
to the
time.
live morning show
Yeah.
at 7 a.m.?
Yeah.
Okay.
So how can we streamline this for those people?
What's the problem?
Well, I think that when they're going to YouTube and they're looking up the Canadian Real Estate Investing Morning Show, they're like, where is it?
Oh. So it is not on its own channel. It's on my channel. So you look up Wayne Hillier. That's it.
Okay. And so Wayne Hillier, but also like, I don't know, do they call it a handle on YouTube? Is that appropriate
Wayne
terminology?
Hillier, REI.
Wayne Hillier, REI.
If you type in Wayne Hillier, it should pop right up.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to put a handle in.
Yeah. So that's where the the show lives is on Wayne's channel. And if you go there and you click follow or subscribe, or again, I'm so bad with the lingo. I don't know what all the different things are, but for YouTube, I think it's...
Keep trying.
Isn't it follow and subscribe? I think you could do both of those things.
No, you just subscribe.
Okay. And then actually when we go live, you're going to get notified as long as your notifications are on. Right?
That would be the easiest thing to do. You will literally, does it not ding you? Does it not ding
Yeah.
you and say Wayne's live?
Yeah. Pops up. Yeah.
So if you want to catch the Canadian Real Estate Investing Morning Show live at 7 a.m. Mountain Time, see our faces here live and in real time, to be a part of the conversation as well, because we got so many great real estate investors from across Canada that are joining us this morning. All you got to do is just pull up my YouTube channel, Wayne Hillier, and it's that simple. It'll literally be right there. Wayne is live and, hosting the Canadian Real Estate Investing Morning Show. After the live show is done, it's literally sent off to the editors. The editors edit and polish the final recording, and then it gets uploaded to YouTube again as its own video. So you can catch the replay afterwards. So even if you don't make it live for the show, it's not a big deal. You can just go ahead and watch the recording afterwards. You can still watch it in video. I think it's cool. I think, there's huge benefits to being live because you get to catch it before it's edited. I don't think that anything really gets edited out. I don't think that I really say anything edit worthy. But you get to be a part of the conversation. Like I said, there's a chat here with tons of real estate investors that are joining us live this morning. I see Chris is here, Kyla on my screen, Tristan, Carmen, Nori's here. That's just what I can see on my screen right now. Thank you guys for saying good morning. Yeah, let us know. Say good morning in the chat here, and let us know if you're excited for today's topic. If there's anything specific that you're wanting to learn about, put it in the chat as well. We'll cover it for you. We'll do our best to answer all of your questions, so that way you guys can have that confidence and that clarity.
Yes.
But yeah, absolutely. The video is where it's at, and I saw that was it Kyla was saying she's loving all the reels from the channel?
Yeah. Kyla says, loving all the reels from the channel on your Facebooks. Love the recaps. It's like the perfect takeaway info from the show.
Oh yeah. It's you get your dose of Wayne and Gabby in bite size.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like, you could get the whole chocolate bar, you get the bag of the little bites. You know what I mean? Just the little coffee crisp bites. And sometimes it's just a little bit easier to
pop in your mouth.
Pop in your mouth, right? And because I get it, like, you don't got time to listen to our shenanigans for a full hour and 5 minutes every single day. Maybe your drive's only 30 minutes. So, as your day is progressing, between, clients or working with your team or whatever you're doing at work, or, in between feeding your kids and taking them to practice and things like that, take the bite-size lessons, the 60-second and 30-second lessons that we put together, because we jam-pack these episodes with so many nuggets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That are, maybe they're a little bit easier for you to consume, in the form of a reel. So just flick through the reels all day. Whatever, again, I said it before and I'll say it again, whatever it takes, whatever you need in order to give you the information for you to take action.
Yeah, I like that. Actually, it kind of, everybody learns in different ways and everybody consumes information in different ways. Me personally, I don't like scrolling shorts, like bite-sized information like that. I would prefer to listen to an entire episode of something. So, but there's something for everyone, right? Yeah. Which is really cool. So I love
still
it.
There too. Audio's still there if you prefer to listen, if you don't want to see our faces.
Yeah, for sure. So I love it. I like it as well. And I'm glad that you guys do too. Also on here, Chris says in the live chat, he said, you guys are killing it with the topics. So sounds like Chris is excited for today as well. And Kirsten said, the last week of Podbean was hot, with a fire emoji. How'd you guys manage to keep it going strong into the YouTube realm?
Great question. Who asked that question?
Kirsten.
Great question, Kirsten. Thank you for sending in your question today. It just, we're just that good. I don't know. We love this stuff. No, in all seriousness, we love this stuff, and I could literally talk about this forever. forever. There's an endless supply, an endless amount of things for us to talk about. We are in this all day, every day. And I don't think that people really truly understand that, like, there is no like business and family. It is just all of this. And we've been doing all of this real estate, all different types of everything for over 15 years straight now.
Yeah.
And I left my job during the pandemic. So I finally left and went full-time into real estate. So we had built up a significant portfolio up until that point. And I was able to do it while I was still working. And
Super cool.
I'm proud of that, by the way. Some days I'm just like, why didn't I just stay working and just continue to keep doing this? I wouldn't have to, But then the pandemic came, and our rental portfolio, like if it was just our rental portfolio, I probably would have just stayed at my job.
Totally.
It would have made a lot more sense. But the pandemic came, and then it was a moment where I was like, what had happened was that I was working far less hours. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'll get back to the original question in a second. I just wanted to tell the story. Remind me, it's because I love real estate. That's my reeling it back in. Okay. I'm way off. What happened during the pandemic was that like I was down to like 4 hours, 5 hours a week, and then the boss would call me in, and they call me like, "Hey, we need you to come in tomorrow." I'm just like, I got plans. Like I got all these meetings and things all planned out. Like, you want me to come in for a shift? Like, this is ridiculous. And
How dare you?
I kind of got used to it. And what I'd done during that time was that I had been building a new real estate business separate from our rental portfolio that was doing extremely well. And this is a business that I just don't talk about on the show. I don't talk about it with anybody else. It's very proprietary. So okay. But it had been doing very well, and we had just creeped up on 7 figures. And me, I'm always super cautious, especially with startups. Like I know I could leave my job, and I know this could probably, cover everything, and we'd be good. But how long is it going to last? You know what I mean? Similar to our rental portfolio as well. We had more than enough cash flow for a long time to be able to leave my job, because Gabby she'd been self-employed for already. There was more than enough cash flow in our rental portfolio for me to leave my job. But I'm like, if anything happens, rents go down, vacancy rates go up, interest rates go up, and mortgage payments go up. Like, cash flow is affected, suddenly I'm screwed. And I've always played on the safe side of like, no, that's my rental portfolio. That's for my future. We do not spend our cash flow. The cash flow stays in the portfolio. It supports the portfolio. It's there in the reserve when we need it. We don't spend it. Even though there's enough there, and there's more than enough for me to be able to live off of and support the portfolio. But I decided that this business that I was building was the reason why I left my job. And I went all into that business, and I stabilized that business. Now it's completely hands off. I don't really deal with it very much. I'm more of an executive in that business. And then I started building other businesses every year. Every year I came up with 2 or 3 projects. These are the things that like Wayne's always working on. And I was talking about that a little bit last night. I'm going to talk a little bit more later today. I'm going to put out a post. But I'm fascinated with this. It's not just my rental portfolio. It's building other real estate businesses. Building Fingo, Canada's top investor-focused accounting firm. That was a huge project for me, and I'm so incredibly proud. Tax season's over now, and I was able. And shout out to Steve. Shout out to Steve surviving tax season. Thank you, brother. I know it was hard, and it's never easy. Managing, all the clients and everything else, and making sure everybody's, happy and whatnot. That was another big project for me. So my life is real estate. My life is everything real estate and business. I love entrepreneurship. I am in this stuff every single day, constantly, always trying to build the next big thing, focus on the next big opportunity, refining our systems in our rental portfolio, refining our systems in our business. This is us. This is what we do from the moment we wake up and go live on the show to the moment we go to bed. This is us. So how do I, keep it rolling on the show? I'm not putting on a face. This is me. This is Gabby. This is who we are.
Yeah.
And we love that you guys love this, and we love that you guys show up for this and that you want this as well, because I don't think that there's any better life than this. And Gabby and I, we have done a tremendous job on finding that balance in our life for that freedom. Yes, we're busy as shit, but it's our shit, and it's intentional. Everything that I decide, yeah, I might be busy and I might be like freaking out because there's too much stuff going on, and I'm getting way more gray hairs because like nothing's working as it's supposed to. But like, I chose this. I'm not being forced into this. No one's telling me to do this. This is all my decision. This is my challenge. This is my project, and I'm gonna fucking complete it, and I'm gonna conquer it, and I'm gonna conquer it. I'm gonna stabilize it. I'm gonna move on to the next project because I dig this shit. And if you guys dig this shit too, and you love stuff, like, tune in, guys, strap in. You're gonna learn some things, and I hope that you guys get this same level of freedom for yourself, whether it looks like this, what Gabby and I have, or it's whatever you guys want to build, whatever your definition of freedom is for you guys. But I love the freedom to be able to do the things that I love every day, challenge myself, spend time with my family, coach my daughter's soccer team. This is what fulfills me. So I'm living it, I'm loving it, and the show's very easy for me because I'm just talking about things that we're dealing with on a regular basis, things that we're doing, things that we understand, things that we conquered in the past. But I want this show to be for you guys as well too. So if I start rambling on about stuff and I'm going down this rabbit hole that like doesn't apply to you, don't be afraid to say in the chat, hey, that doesn't apply to me. Can we talk a little bit more about this? Sure, not a problem. This show isn't for me, it's for you.
Yeah.
You just let us know. Okay, we'll take a break. I got back to it. There was a reason behind that. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to dive right into today's topic, which is how to find great tenants for your rental property. How to find the perfect tenants for your rental property. I'm going to change the title of this episode, I think, because I think.
Wait, what are we changing it to?
Oh, is it how to find the perfect tenant? Oh, it already is how to find the perfect tenant. Okay. I already changed it. I already got it. Because it's not about finding a great tenant. It's about finding the perfect tenant. It's about finding the ideal tenant for this type of property. It's not about finding the most, oh, this person will fit. That'll do. They got good credit. They make good money. That'll work. Does that mean that they're going to stay for a long time? Does that mean that, they're going to stay for 10 years and this is the perfect home for them? Or are we just trying to force a square into a circle? You know what I mean? Okay. Quick little commercial break. We'll come back. We're going to dive right into it.
You are a professional real estate investor. You are not a professional boxer. And you are definitely not a professional bookkeeper. Enter Fingo. Fingo is a professional bookkeeping service by and for professional real estate investors. Your life just got a whole lot easier, and your profits are ready to soar. Leave the bookkeeping to Fingo so you can focus on what's most important, finding the next deal and raising money for it. Schedule your free consultation at fingo.com.
Hoy, hoy, we are back.
We are back. Carmen says that your attitude is infectious.
Is it? In a good way?
I hope so. Nori says that's a great mentality to grow your business. Kristen said, sorry to derail you, but good stuff.
I love this stuff. I love it. And this is my... I will selfishly say, I'll say selfishly that like this is my way of kind of like getting it off my chest, because Gabby doesn't want to hear this. She's like, you don't get to blabber on and talk my ear off during the day after you just gave me a laundry list of things that you want to do. So this is my opportunity to kind of hit the pressure release valve a little bit, because I got all this bottled up emotions of fulfillment that I love sharing. And I hope that it resonates with you guys. I hope that it inspires some of you guys. Maybe that was what you needed. You just needed a little bit of, yeah.
Yeah. You know what though? So Wayne, obviously you're really passionate about this and about the world of real estate investing far beyond just owning rental properties. We could all see that. But what I really love about this business is that you can see Wayne's side of like, he's passionate about growing the businesses and about all these different ideas and, just like really being like inside inside and out, like, and all around and all over and on top of and anything real estate investing.
You make me sound like I'm a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
Get down from there.
And so I love that you get to like really dive into the entrepreneurial, sides of it. And then there's me just like here working away and plugging away and like doing all the tasks. But, we're so inside of it that sometimes it's hard for me to be like, yeah, I love this, because like I'm just working. Like I'm just in here working. It's just my job.
Different strokes for different folks.
It's like I'm here doing my job. It's like for those of you who go to your 9 to 5s, you go, you clock in, you work, and you clock out. And that's kind of like more me, except I don't get to clock out. It's like, it's our everyday world.
Yeah.
But what I love is that it's days like yesterday, where sometimes it's hard to remember. It's like, oh, okay, I'm not just at a job. Like we've created this like really incredible life. And it's days like yesterday where in the middle of the day, Everly and I got to go to what do you call it? A ranch? It's not a ranch, but a
horse farm.
A horse farm. Wow.
I don't know why I said it like that, but
obviously not our realm of expertise. But anyways, Everly and I got to go and do 2 hours of like an hour of learning about horses, horse theory, followed by an hour of riding horses. And we get to do that every single week.
Yeah.
And it's like moments of that where I realize that this is what real estate has provided us. And this is what being in it every single day, day in, day out, has been able to provide for us. And it's like those moments where it really sets in. That's like, it's not the vacations. It's not, all the cool stuff that we get to do. It's like those moments.
Freedom.
Yeah.
Freedom. And like everyone's definition of freedom is different. And I really want you to try not to replicate, oh my God, I really want what he has. Unless, of course, it's exactly what you want, right? And I find that like people will go to like weekend, seminars and things like that, and they'll look up at someone and they'll measure like, oh, I really want to own all those things that they own. No, you don't want to own what I own. I promise you that some of our deals are so incredibly fucking complicated that you do not want to own them. What you want to own is you want to own the freedom that it provides. That's what you need to focus on. I want you to have the same level of freedom so you can do the things that you want, whether that be building businesses and finding fulfillment through that, or going to a horse farm and spending 2 hours there with your kids. You know what I mean? Or whatever. Yeah. Like it's the freedom that you want. And I want you to have that level of freedom, that currency, whatever that currency is to measure it. I want you to have that with the least amount of work behind it.
100%.
The least amount of work.
As simple as possible.
Because everything else that you are responsible for, everything you built, comes with responsibility. And let me tell you what my least favorite thing to do is. My least favorite thing to do is today's topic. How to find the perfect tenant for your rental property. I fucking hate it. I hate it so much. I don't think you like it any more than I do.
The act of finding tenants?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No,
it's terrible.
The worst. It's the worst.
Like I watch people idolize someone. Like they will literally determine how much they idolize someone by how many properties they have or how many doors they have. And I'm like, you realize that every extra door is like more responsibility. I idolize the person who can do it all with the least amount of work.
100%.
Because everything you build comes with responsibility.
100%. Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear that?
Oh, it's so ridiculous. It's so incredibly ridiculous. I focus on the path of least resistance. The path of least resistance. How can I get what I want or get to where I need to be with the least amount of resistance? Because I'm telling you right now, that little 2-hour horse farm excursion yesterday would have sucked balls if, pardon my language, if your phone was buzzing the whole time, or before you got out of the vehicle, you're
putting out fires. Yeah.
You found out, our assistant reaches out and says that, oh my God, there's a water leak in the basement at one of your rental properties. Mm-hmm. Or the tenants that said that never sent the rents, apparently they said they just filed a hearing against you because something. You know what I mean? Like, even though you can probably figure out how to handle it. You know how to handle it. You're experienced, you're educated, everything else. Like, that's shit you got to deal with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The shit I want to deal with is the horse poop landmines that I'm walking around right now. That's the shit I want to deal with right now. That's the shit Gabby wants to deal with. I don't want to be dealing with the other shit. I'm going way off track. But I want you guys to know that, you know, finding the perfect tenant for your rental property is the last thing we want to be doing, right? So what we're trying to focus on today and what we want to teach you guys is to not get too overexcited about this stuff. This is a system.
Yeah.
And we build numerous systems in our business.
Simple systems.
Simple systems that are easy to operate, easy to delegate, so that we can focus on the things that we want to be focusing on. I do not like spending time in my business every day. I like to spend time on my business every day. I want to focus on what's next. I want to make it better. I want to make it more efficient so that I can spend less time in it, right? Those are the things that I want to be working on. I want to build a new business that's going to provide more freedom and flexibility and more cash flow for me to be able to do the things that I want to do. And maybe that means this new business can make that old business obsolete, and maybe I just shut that business down. I've started so many businesses, and then I'm like, oh, you know what? Like, the amount of money I'm making and the amount of time I'm putting into this, fuck this. I'll just abandon it, because the next business is so much more efficient. Why when this one, I can make so much more money on this business with far less work, why would I still do this one, right? So it's all about building the right systems so that are easy to operate. You know what I mean? It's very fast. Like, you get a phone call, you know exactly what you need to do, right? Or the program that's already in place that makes it simple and easy for everybody that, you know, has to be involved in it and operate it. And also, I did it again. I lost my train of thought. I'll just get back to delegation. Something that's easy to delegate.
Yes.
Ultimately, that's ideally what you want to do. You want to make it so incredibly simple that you can pass it off to somebody else that you can pay a minimum wage to do, right?
Yeah.
Something, and I don't want to say this because they might be listening. We have assistants who help us, and I was going to say something a monkey can do, something you can train a monkey to do. And I think that if they were listening, they would appreciate that. They would appreciate the fact that we make it so incredibly simple that they don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there's nothing worse than having to train someone to think like you, right? How do we make this so incredibly simple that they don't even need to, it's just, oh, we just do this, right? Yeah. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about how to find the perfect tenant. And where I'd like to start off with that. Did I just see Carmen write in the chat?
Carmen says, when I grow up, I want to be like you.
Is she talking to me or you?
Yeah, you.
It's got to be Gabby.
No. She wants to be as crazy passionate and crazy successful as you, I think is what she's trying to say.
Don't put words in her mouth. Let her type it out herself.
You want to see it on the screen?
I appreciate that. There's a lot of love behind this passion.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I want to start off with, where do you find these tenants? Because we've already established, you know, in previous episodes this week, we've been on a bit of a series this week, what type of tenant that we're looking for specifically. I'm not telling you what type of tenant, how to figure out what type of tenant you're looking for, how to figure out your tenant profile. Now it's like, well, where do I find them? And so I'll let Gabby kind of take the reins on this, because this is her area of expertise. And Gabby's got a great course that she actually teaches people how to do all of this remotely. Mm-hmm. Gabby will teach you how to find great tenants, how to screen them, how to set up all your systems and everything else without ever having to leave your house. That course, the remote property management course, which is on our website. Go to reimasters.ca to go look it up. That course is amazing. It'll literally teach you how to do all of this stuff and create systems where you never even have to leave your house. And I know that we complain about it, but we do a lot of the administrative stuff, and our assistant does a lot of the administrative stuff, but we don't ever actually go physically to our properties. We get other people to do that for us. Again, it's all about creating systems that you can delegate to other people so that you don't have to go deal with it, right? Even the crazy amount of properties that we have and that we have to oversee, most of it is delegated.
Yeah.
So we're the CEO of our business. But I want to hand this off to you because finding tenants is can be a little difficult. I think that most people who are getting into this, maybe they just don't know how to properly market. Or maybe they've never got any marketing training. But this is all pretty much marketing 101.
Yeah, for sure. And so, when you've purchased a rental property and you're getting ready to find a tenant, I think that a lot of people, and actually I've seen this come up quite recently in online in groups, is people are asking like, where are we finding our tenants? Where are we posting our ads to find these tenants? Mm-hmm. And hopefully, you guys have purchased your rental properties with your tenant profile in mind. You've thought about who you are trying to attract, but then you get to that point where you're like, okay, like I have my property, I know who I'm wanting to attract, but where am I posting my ad? Where are we finding these people? And something that I want you guys also to think about is, when you're attracting a specific type of tenant, we need to be thinking about where that person is actually going to look for their rental property, right?
Right.
And a lot of people aren't necessarily keeping that in mind. And they're just like, oh, okay, like I heard that Kijiji's the place to post your ad. But is Kijiji where your specific tenant profile is looking? Right. Or, and it can even be city specific, is Kijiji relevant in your city, right?
Right.
Or is Kijiji even relevant at all anymore? Does it even exist anymore? I don't know. But
I saw the CEO of GameStop is trying to buy eBay for $55 billion. eBay owns Kijiji.
Do they? Okay.
I don't know.
I was going to say, but like
maybe they're trying to bring Kijiji back.
As early as just like 5 years ago, that was the place to post your rental listings. Like that was where people, at least in our city, in Edmonton, that's where they were looking.
When did you say?
Like 5 years ago.
Oh, they said a couple of years ago. I was going to say that was before. It was before the blip. 5
to 10 years ago. That was like the place.
Well, that was before Facebook Marketplace became the big juggernaut that it is.
Yeah. And so, so keeping the tenant profile in mind, keeping your city in mind, where are people posting? And so there's lots of different places that you can be looking at this. So there's places like Rent Faster, which is a website where you actually need to pay to play. But, that's typically where people would say more, what would the word be?
Not professional, not sophisticated, but less sketchy. What's the opposite of sketchy?
Less sketchy. So that's where sketchy people are looking.
It's not to say more qualified tenants, but if someone's going to, if you're a tenant and you're going to pay to see rental listings.
Well, they don't need to pay to look there, do they?
They don't pay?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I think you just paid a list on there. Yeah.
I don't rent.
Yeah. Anyway, so there are places, and I don't remember how much it costs these days. It's probably about $39 or something like that.
Oof,
but you can pay to list your property there. And does it garner better results? I don't know. I don't think so. I think there was a time where that was a great place to list. I don't think we need to waste our money there anymore. But then there's also places like Wayne just mentioned, Facebook Marketplace, which has become huge.
Let's just cut the other ones out. Let's just name the other ones. PadMapper is the other one. Zumper. Let's just cut those ones out. You can list there if you want to, but let's just talk about the big juggernaut, which is Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
And let's just talk about the fact that I don't want to spend too much time on this, but Facebook Marketplace seems to be it controls 90% of the market share as far as where to list and where people look for rentals.
100%.
The interesting thing is that what percentage of the tenant pool do you think is under 35 years old?
I don't know.
Probably a large percentage, right? Because most people, as they develop, their careers and they save up,
hopefully
they would buy a property after they have kids, right? So I would say I don't know what percentage or what share under 35s make up, but I would say it's more than over 35.
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
So with that being said, why is Facebook Marketplace the place where tenants look, or most tenants look that are under 35, when no one under 35 is on Facebook?
I think that people under 35 literally create Facebook accounts to gain access to Facebook Marketplace.
They do.
Yes, because it goes far beyond, looking for a rental property. It's where you find anything used. Like
Yeah.
it's where people go to buy and sell used items. It is the new Kijiji. It is the new Craigslist, right?
I tell you something that really grinds my gears, and something I think about a lot.
Are we going down a rabbit hole?
Yes.
Or a rabbit hole.
Facebook Marketplace sucks ass. It is such a bad
It has room for
feature.
improvement.
They put that thing together. It's like Zuck and a couple engineers stayed up late one night and just ordered like 500 chicken nuggies with 500 plum sauces and a bunch of Red Bulls, and they just put it together real fast, and they haven't touched that since they created it. It is so glitchy. It is not user friendly. Marketplace just it just sucks. It really sucks. Mm-hmm. It is a terrible program within Facebook. I think that's the only. I think you mentioned something really important there. People will create Facebook accounts just to get on Marketplace, just to list and just to find a rental property. Which you would think if that's keeping probably 20 to 30% of your people accounts, active.
Make it better.
Make it better. Like, spend some money on it. Hire somebody. At least hire one person to oversee this.
At least get the map function figured out.
Oh my God, it's so hard to search.
Yeah.
And it's like nothing works. You can't figure it out. And it's like, why is my listing not showing anywhere? Like you can't find anything online about how to be better. Like there's no user manual. There's nothing. It is such a terrible feature.
Okay.
And yet that's where people look.
Okay. So when you're wanting to find a tenant, Facebook Marketplace is the place where you want to be listing, because that's where people are looking to.
That's where people are looking
to find a place to live. And so Facebook Marketplace is actually, though, it is one of my favorites, even before it became really the place to list. Before it might have been Facebook groups. Now it's kind of moved into Facebook Marketplace. But what I love about this is that people create Facebook profiles to be able to use this feature. And what a Facebook profile gives you is it gives you a name. And some of these other places you wouldn't even get a name, right? So it gives you a name. It gives you a profile, hopefully, which maybe they've uploaded a picture so you can see a face.
You can be judgy.
Is there bandanas and guns, or, do they look respectable?
Teardrop tattoos.
Right? And then also, if they're active on Facebook, it gives you an idea of who they are as a person, what kind of things they're sharing. Maybe even where they work, maybe even who their family members are. It gives you information. And this is what I love about finding tenants on Facebook Marketplace. It gives you a bit of a backstory. Okay. So this is Facebook Marketplace is the place to list. It is the place to be judgy, and it is the place to find your next tenant.
Yeah. I think in most markets in Canada, it's the go-to spot.
Yeah.
Because that's where people are looking. That's it. You can criticize it as much as you want for what it is. That's where people are looking.
Yeah.
And so that's ultimately where you're going to be looking for them. But I talked about marketing 101 a minute ago, or 10 minutes ago. It is all about marketing, and you're not finding them. They're finding you.
Yes.
You have to keep this in mind. And so how do we get them to come to us? And I see that Kyla, in the chat says, I hate the automatic, is this still available thing? I know. But that's what you want. You want someone to click on the button that says, is this still available? How do you get someone to choose to click on yours as opposed to clicking somebody else's? And that just requires good marketing and good advertising. So it's all about making sure that you're writing a listing that is going to attract the attention of the tenant that you are trying to attract.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. So, yeah, when you're putting together your rental listing, you do want to keep your desired tenant profile in mind, right? What are they looking for? What features do they want to see highlighted? What's important to them, right? And you want to keep that in mind when you're writing your listing. And we always come back to, you're going to hear us say it over and over and over again, simplicity, right? I think we've said it a whole bunch of times already.
Yep.
Simplicity in everything you do. We want to keep things simple because your prospective tenant probably isn't going to want to read a 3-page report on why your property is awesome and that it has oak this and,
Natural light and all those other things. I mean, like I know
Yeah.
that people, I know that you love reading that, but nobody reads it.
Yes, they want to the point. They want to know that it has what they need and they want to see it quickly because they're looking through a lot of listings when they pull up that Facebook Marketplace. They're going through, in some cases, hundreds of listings trying to find the perfect place for them. So the simpler you can keep it, the more simple you can keep it, and to the point of what's important to them, the better. So you don't need to list off that there's stainless steel appliances. I don't think that's going to make
They'll
or
see it
break
in the picture.
whether they choose your rental, and they'll see it in the pictures like Wayne just said. Keep to the, they want to know that has the right amount of bedrooms. They want to know that it has the fenced yard for their dog. They want to know that it's pet friendly.
The features that are important
The features
to them.
that are important to them. So keep it simple and make sure that you are hitting the points that are going to be important to the person that you're advertising to.
Yeah.
Right.
It's really that simple. You just got to figure out, how do I get their attention?
Yes. Yeah.
That's marketing right there.
Yeah.
Attention. How do I get, because keep in mind, this is what people do. I'll use an actual
Remember, this is also an audio podcast.
They scroll. They scroll like this on their phone really fast. How do I get my tiny little picture or my tiny little bit of writing to get them to stop doing this half-second scroll, right? How do I become noticeable and grab their attention so that they stop, click on mine, get the information that they're looking for, and say, is this still available? That is what you're trying to do. So who gives a shit what's in the write-up? It should be as simple as possible to get the message across to them to determine, is this what I'm looking for? That's the most important thing. So attention, attention, attention. How do I get someone's attention? And you know what it is exactly that they're looking for because you know exactly who you're looking for and what's important to them. So focus on making sure that they can see the features that they're looking for, and then they can see the price. Is this everything that I'm looking for? Is this a price that I'm willing to pay for those features? That's how you get their attention. And once you do get to that point, and once you do, you do have their attention and they really do want it, now comes the screening process. Now comes the moment for, now they've come to you. Now you need to determine, are they right for you? They already know that you're right for them. Now you need to know, are they right for you? Is this tenant exactly who I'm looking for? So you can start off by doing some pre-screening. As Gabby said, going through their pictures. You can go through their pictures and see, is this actually the person I'm looking for? Or do they not fit the criteria that I'm looking for? Right? And there's a lot of information. I saw Kirsten in the YouTube chat there. She said something about Googling people. You can Google people as well, just to kind of get information from them. LinkedIn is, you'll get a lot of information. You might see what they've posted on other platforms like Instagram or something like that. Or you might see a headline in the news about something that they did, or whether that be something good or bad, right? So you can get a lot of information, but screening them, let's see, just pre-screening really fast. Is this person the type of person that I'm looking for? Next step is a full screening.
Yes.
And that's Gabby's area of expertise, where she starts diving deeper into, okay, now I need a little bit more documentation from the tenant to do a more thorough screening to make sure that this tenant is exactly what we're looking for.
Yeah, and so when we're trying to determine if a tenant's application is what we're looking for, kind of the two major things that we're looking at is, like their employment and affordability, as well as the strength of them doing what they say they're going to do or what they're supposed to do, but as well as if they don't do what they're supposed to do, what position are we in as landlords to be able to not end up in a loss. And so what I mean by that is the first one being employment and affordability is, are they gainfully employed, right? So what's their job? Do I have the ability to either call and talk to their employer, or can I look at their pay stubs and determine that, okay, they have employment, they're gainfully employed, this is the amount of money they make, they can afford to rent here. Right? That's probably the number one thing that we want to know, is that, can they afford this place? We don't want to end up in a position where they can't pay their rent, a month or two into their tenancy, right? So I would say that tops the list of whether or not they fit the criteria of us saying, yes, we would like to rent to you. But then also, I mentioned that we want to make sure we're in the best position. And to do this, we want to take a look at their credit report.
Yeah.
And we want to know that they manage their money well, that they don't have a whole bunch of stuff sitting in collections because they decided they couldn't and didn't, pay their bills. And we want to know that if something happens in their life where suddenly they can't pay rent and we need to be able to, pick up the pieces that were dropped and be able to collect that after the fact once we get them out of the property, we want to know that there's not a big lineup that we get into the back of, right?
Oh, you mean from like a collections perspective?
Yes. So if they have owed rent and we decide that we need to evict them, and now we've taken this case to a hearing, and they say, yep, you're right, they didn't pay their rent. Tenant, you owe them rent. Now comes a collections process. And if we didn't look at their credit report ahead of time and we didn't see, what that looked like, and all of a sudden we're like, okay, yes, we won our hearing. Now we're going to go collect from them. And now we realize that, oh, well, they owe TELUS $500. And, oh, they owe EPCOR. It looks like they weren't paying their utilities either.
Yeah.
They owe EPCOR $600. And, ooh, what's that? That looks like, some sort of, what's Fairstone? Oh, some sort of private loan they took out. They owe them money too. Next thing you know, we're in the back of a lineup of people that they owe money to.
Yeah.
And so we're never going to get that money back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Realistically, right? So when we're looking at that credit report, we want to know that we're in a good position, that, they look like they're going to do what they say they're going to do. They can afford it. They're going to pay us. But if something changes, something happens, and it comes to that where we need to collect, that we're not at the back of some lineup, right?
Even another example would be, maybe they don't have anything in collections, but they just have a bad credit score. And I look at credit as like, it's not valuable. Their credit score is not valuable to me. I'm trying to determine, is their credit score valuable to them?
It's a good way of looking at it.
Meaning, if in the event something was to happen, whether it was their fault or not their fault, and they were not in a position to be able to pay and they fell behind, I want to know, what is the value of their credit score to them? Because if I'm to go after them, I'm going to be leaning in and leveraging their credit score. Because if they don't do what they're supposed to do and they don't make it right, their credit score will be affected. I want to know that they're going to be taking that into consideration. But if they don't care about their credit score because it's already in the dumpster, it's already in the toilet, then they're not going to be as worried about it. That's like, sure, go after me. I don't give a shit. My credit score is shit anyways. Yeah. So if I know that they got a decent credit score or a good credit score, I know that's going to be something important to them. Maybe because they're planning on buying their own home soon, or maybe they want to get a vehicle, or maybe they want to buy a boat, whatever it might be. But credit score is important to some people who have goals, or it's important to them because they want to maintain it. So having a good credit score is not valuable for me. I know that it's valuable for them, and I can leverage that in the event that they don't do what they're supposed to do.
Will they do whatever it takes to protect it?
Yes.
Right? Which might mean borrowing, or, yeah.
Some cases, some people can have nothing in collections, and they could have, but they just have bad credit history, just like I'm not paying things on time, which has affected their score. And they're not going to be, like Gabby said, they're not going to be as inclined to protect it if it's already in the toilet. So, but if it's someone that does have a really good credit score, I don't look at it and be like, oh, wow, they always pay on time. I'm looking at it as, can I leverage this in the event that they don't do what they're supposed to do? It is good to know that they have a history of good behavior, but I give less value in that than in the now, in the moment. If something were to happen, how inclined are they going to be in order to protect it? Right?
Yeah.
That's my position on credit, at least. And it's a lot different than what most other people teach when it comes to screening tenants.
Yeah.
And the reason why I bring that up is because I saw a question from, I think it was Carmen in the live chat on YouTube here. She said, do you get an application before a viewing? And this is something I see taught a lot, sorry. I'm a teacher. It's something I see taught a lot in other programs and other, reputable people in the real estate investing industry. And they say always get them to fill out an application before they see the place, so you don't waste your time. Me personally, I don't believe in that. I believe that marketing is about getting people's attention and getting them in and selling them on this property. And adding a system like that where they have to fill out an application before they can even see it adds a layer of friction, and that friction is going to essentially become a filter for some really great applicants. And depending on the market you're in and depending on how strong the rental market is at that particular time, if you're in a really, really hot rental market where there's not enough rental properties, yeah, you can probably get away with adding in that requirements that they have to fill out an application before they see the rental suite. But in a market where there's a lot more rentals than there are tenants, I don't think you get that luxury anymore. And so us personally, it's all about getting them in to see it, falling in love with it, and then getting them to fill out an application. Because at that point, they've already fallen in love with it. They made the decision, right? And that does require a little bit of extra time on our part, or a little bit of extra cost for us to hire someone to go and do that if you're doing, remote property management. But I think it's worth it to get more eyes on it and get more people interested and more applications in, because that is going to be far less cost than a month of vacancy because people aren't filling out applications and aren't even coming to see your property. I want as many people as possible so I can choose from a larger pool of people, a larger pool of applicants, than just getting the one person that finally filled out an application and then they went and saw it and then they actually liked it and they liked the area. That's my personal opinion. But, going back to what I was saying a second ago is that, not everybody teaches that. And we teach, I'll say it again, simple. We teach simple, teach logical. And this comes from experience. We've tried all different ways. We've tried that way before. Mm-hmm. We've tried single key. Everybody loves single key. I do not like single key. Single key adds a layer of friction. Mm-hmm. Forcing someone to have to pay and then we'll reimburse you, to fill out this application. And why do you want my social insurance number? All of these things are extra layers of friction, extra filters that you're adding, which are scaring people away. And why I'm getting so many more applicants, because you're scaring them away to me because I'm cool and chill. Mm-hmm. But don't worry, I'm still doing all of my screening. We're still doing all of the necessary due diligence on our tenants. We're just doing it differently. And we're willing to spend a little bit more of our time or a little bit more money in order to get more applications to choose a better tenant. Whereas I find most other landlords are getting only one or two because they're adding all these barriers and then they're choosing the best of the one or two. Which, from a probability perspective, I'm a mathematics guy, from a probability perspective, I have a far higher likelihood of getting a better applicant than you do because I have more to choose from. But that's just me. You can follow the way that we teach, or you can follow the way that other people teach. It's entirely up to you. Different strokes for different folks. Ultimately, You did touch on affordability. Affordability is very important as well. So you want to make sure that you're checking their pay stubs to make sure that they can actually afford this space. Not that they just gainfully employed, that they have a job, but can they actually afford this place? And what is the likelihood of them being in a position potentially that they might not be able to afford it in the future? If I continue to do $50 increases every year because the rental market's going up, is this person going to be able to afford it in 2 or 3 years? Because I can't see their wage going up anymore. So you want to make sure that you're checking their affordability, not just for today's rent, but the future rent as well, if your intentions are to have them or to inspire them to stay here for a very long time. Don't just accept them just because they're right on the line of affordability. You're going to probably not want to renew them in a year or two if you're planning on increasing your rents, right? So check for affordability as well. It's a really big part of the deep diligence there for screening your tenants. But that's it. That's how you find them. That's how you choose them. That's how you attract them. Find them, attract them, choose them, and how you screen them. And that's how you find the perfect tenant, right? It's all about reverse engineering exactly what you're looking for and setting up the right systems in order to attract that perfect tenant and how to ultimately close on them as well, right? It's a lot easier to close on the tenant that you want when you have a product that is actually something that they want, right? I want to thank you guys so much for joining us today on today's live show, and thank you guys, everyone else who's watching the recording. I did say it earlier, and I'll remind you again, if you want to learn how to find the right tenants for your rental properties, how to manage them the right way, how to build the systems, and how to build the systems in a way where you can do it remotely, meaning the way that we do it, how you can build it in a way that you can build up the right system so you never actually have to go and do anything yourself. You can build the systems that you can delegate for other people to go and do everything, and you can manage your own rental property portfolio remotely from your own home or from your phone. Gabby has a great course on our website, www.reimasters.ca. Go to our programs in the tab there, and you'll see remote property management. 1,000% worth it, worth every penny. And it's a full-on course, online course, where Gabby teaches you all the ins and outs. So if you thought we taught you a lot today, like, she goes into extreme detail on how to build out everything. Everything. If you're a landlord and you're struggling, maybe, with 1 or 2 properties, trying to figure out how the heck am I going to scale this to, what I need to build in order to have that freedom that Wayne and Gabby were talking about, how to be mini Wayne, I think Carmen said.
It's all in the systems.
It's all in the systems, and Gabby teaches you how to do all that. So go to our website, and it's an awesome course.
Thank you.
Highly, highly recommend it. Thank you guys again so much for joining us, and we will see you all tomorrow.
Have a great day.
Thanks for listening. Want to be coached personally by Wayne and Gabby? Then you should join the Real Estate Investing Masters Mentorship Program. Details are in the show notes to get started.